And welcome back to the show. This is a super quick and super awesome movie review for Alita Battle Angel. No surprise that Alita has some issues. This movie's got a ton of issues in its narrative. When you try to follow the story, you're going to get mixed up a little bit. There's some backstory that they should have talked about a little bit more. It's not a perfect movie. It's not a perfect movie by any means. But there is something redeeming about this movie. Alita is the story about a cyborg engineer who lives in the dumps of the city, and he finds half of a body of a mysterious cyborg just in the dump, got poured out from the city up above. And there's a crazy mysterious backstory to this cyborg that he finds. Now this could be a really simple story, but the problem with Alita is that it's a very convoluted, tricky narrative where a lot of the pieces don't make sense. This is, however, a manga piece that when you read manga comics and when you read manga stories, narrative doesn't flow the way we think it does here in America. With all that said, Alita is actually a pretty damn good movie. The visuals in this movie are ridiculous. I would say some of the best visuals in CGI that you're going to see. The performances are pretty good as well. But the big thing about Alita that sticks with me is the energy. It feels like all the right energy was put into this movie. You know how you watch a movie, and it might not be your favorite movie of all time. You might have some criticisms of this movie, but the energy felt good when you think back about it, when you want to watch it again. Alita is one of those movies where the energy is really good. It's like James Cameron and Robert Rodriguez, who made this movie and wrote this movie and put this movie together. These guys put so much love and adoration into it that you can kind of feel that presence. You have a good time when you're with this movie, even though you know it's not perfect. It's got tons of flaws. Some other movies that represent the same aspect, that have good energy but aren't perfect movies, are movies like Avatar. When you think back on it, there is a good message. It's beautiful to look at. It might not be your favorite movie of all time, but the energy there was right. The entire Jurassic Park franchise is another franchise that represents this. They're not perfect movies. I wouldn't consider them my favorite of all time. They probably don't even make my top 10 list. But they're fun movies. They're energetic movies. You can rewatch them. First Pirates of the Caribbean movie. The very first one is such a rewatchable movie. It's got great music and great drama, great performances. It's really funny and it's got tons of adventure. The energy is there. Even though it's not my favorite movie of all time, the energy is there. Alita represents that. If you want a movie that's fun, good to look at, and leaves you with a sense of positivity and good energy and excitement, this is the movie for you. Once again, it's not a perfect movie, but you should go check it out because the energy is right, and that's something to be said for movies these days. This is a quick review from the Kevin Wright Show.